sing. 40 ounces and a pack of ranch, sunflower seeds.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to our channel. If you are new, welcome to our channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit more on the not so fun side, but it's okay, it needs to be done. So, as you can see by the title, today's video is my miscarriage story. And the reason I even feel compelled to do this video is to try and help somebody else, or if you've gone through this, like, you kind of can relate to me. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right in to the video. Also, side note, don't mind that stuff. Just don't, please. From the beginning, my little Flow app out down here, which I'm not even gonna try and focus this, but this is what it looks like, and it just is like my period logger pretty much. So on January 14th, I started my last official period. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with pregnancy, but when you are pregnant, since they don't know the exact date of ovulation, and they usually go by the first date of your last period. So mine was January 14th, and I ended that period on the 19th or the 20th. So I had a week-long period. On, I think, January 9th, I don't really remember, I didn't log this, but I was due to get my period. So for me, it was kind of typical to not have the most regular period because I was on birth control, the birth control shot, that's what it's called, the depot, for a couple months. So it was kind of like my period was starting to get back in the swing of things. So my period was trying to get back in the swing of things, so I wasn't thinking too much about it. But then my early pregnancy symptoms were I have on the smaller side of breasts, so my breasts started hurting like you touch them to run into a wall. I was like, ah, why would you do that to me? I fell down these stairs this one day, like really hard, and I started crying. I was on the phone with Stevie and I just started crying because I fell down a flight of stairs. I was like, and then like everything he did, like I would just get mad at. Like I was obviously in Texas at the time through a phone. We would just like get mad, and so I was like, something is not right. I'm telling you, something is not right. Okay, so fast forward, I'm like 8 or 9 days late on my period at this point, and then on February 19th, I took, I think, a pregnancy test at my sister's house that night, and I left it in the bathroom for 3 minutes, and I went to go look at it, and I was like, oh cool, it's negative, right? And then like I turned my head and looked at it, like literally a split second. It's not like I let time go by. I looked at it and you see the faintest of faint lines. So I bring it out to my sister and I'm like freaking out because I remember when she got pregnant, her line was so faint too. So I was like, Rachel, do you see this? Like, oh my gosh, am I tripping? What is this? And she was like, yeah, dude, I see it. So that right there kind of told me I was pregnant. Well, then the next morning I took another test. And eventually a couple days later I took a digital test. I'll try and insert the picture right yeah, so I took a lot of tests. I think I took like 8 or 9 because I'm crazy and I did not believe it. I was like, holy cow, like I'm pregnant, no way. I never thought I could get pregnant, like this is wild. I think the 25th or something, Stevie flew out to Texas to come drive with me back to South Carolina because nobody really wanted me driving alone, especially now that I was pregnant. It was just like, you should go with her. It's an 18-hour drive, so we did that. And obviously, I don't know, that put a lot of stress on my body too, just like the whole driving situation. I don't know, I can't tell you what the cause of my miscarriage was, but there's a lot of different factors into it. So, I believe on March 2nd, which you guys can see actually, our very first vlog we put up is like us whenever he was flying here, or flying to Texas so that we could drive back here, and then the second vlog was actually what I'm getting to. I think it was March 1st or 2nd, something like that. this is when it all took a turn. So we went to our first doctor's appointment. Obviously we gave it some time because I wasn't very far along, and with the military and getting me to go see a doctor, blah blah blah. Not what you guys are wanting to hear. But with all that going on, it kind of just took a little bit longer than anticipated to get into the doctor. So I didn't even go see an OBGYN. With the military, you have to go get a confirmed pregnancy test, and then your doctor there will refer you to an OBGYN outside of it. Mind you, this is not all military, actually. This was just this Navy base here in South Carolina. So we went that day, and I got a positive pregnancy test, which obviously I knew kind of, but it was kind of more solidified by a doctor. So it's like, oh, awesome, cool, pregnant, yay. My mom had just got me What to Expect When Expecting. They gave me a book, which y'all also saw in that vlog. Pause. If you don't know what vlog I'm talking about, go watch our first 2 videos. There are vlogs. They just kind of give you background information on what's going on here. March 2nd, so we got the pregnancy test confirmed, and then they also took my urine because I thought I had a yeast infection and a bladder infection. Now, when you hear the word yeast, you're like, ew, gross. Not necessarily always gross. Just make sure, ladies, young ladies, if you are having sex, go pee afterwards, take care of yourself, shower, just make sure your hygiene is good. If you feel like urinary tract infection coming on, take your azo cranberry pills. Like, just stay on top of your vaginal health. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. And side note, I'm not saying my vaginal health was bad. I'm just saying it can catch up to you. So they took that, they confirmed I had both. So that's 2 infections my body is trying to fight off while pregnant. And sometimes your body can just literally attack the pregnancy because it's a foreign object in your body. So that could be another reason that I am no longer pregnant. No, I'm smiling, by the way. It's because I am in a good place of life right now. Today, I'm in a good space, a good spot. I was like, what better time to film this video? But I will tell you guys all my feelings about it too. So just hang in there. I know all of y'all are probably like, this girl is crazy. It's like not even a month after your miscarriage and you're smiling. Yes, that's what you do. You smile. That night, we obviously went to the movies, and if you don't know, urinary tract infections can also cause kidney infections, which is just, it all has to do with your pee and your bladder and your stuff down there. And so I was feeling kidney pain for the past like 2 days, and I was like, ow, like no wonder I'm feeling this, like this hurts. And I kind of can give y'all a glimpse of like where the pain would be. It's kind of like, here's my ribs end here. It's kind of like under your ribs. And I thought maybe like lower back pain from pregnancy, but this, here, I'll pull that down. That's my lower back. And this is like kind of my kidney area on the side, throughout there. I was feeling those pains. It wasn't fun, especially when we went to go to the movies. So I'm sitting there trying to breathe through it. I'm like, and Stevie's like, dude, like, you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not okay. This stuff hurts, but it's fine. We don't need to go anywhere. I'm fine. Let's finish the movie. Like, 20 minutes before the movie's about to end, I really need to go to the bathroom. So I was like, okay, babe, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom. I go sit into the bathroom stall, and I like am in cry, like I'm not crying, but I'm wanting to cry type of pain, because the pain my left side, I think it was my left side, and then it moved over to my lower left uterus area, my abdomen, and I was just sitting on that toilet, and I remember just like, this hurts so bad, like why, like why is this happening? So I go back in there after like 5 minutes. I took kind of a long pee break because obviously I was in pain and I couldn't really hide it anymore. We get back in like to the movie theater. I finished Black Panther, great movie, 10 out of 10, recommend. We get into the car and now I'm crying. I have tears because I'm in so much pain, and I have a high pain tolerance, but dang, that hurt. We have a nurse hotline that they told us to call because the nurse that I had talked to earlier that day that confirmed my pregnancy, wasn't there over the weekend, and obviously it was a Friday. So we called them, and Stevie's like, my wife's in a lot of pain, we just found out she's pregnant, blah 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 blah, and she's like, yeah, with the symptoms you're having, you should really go in. So we go into the ER. We went into the first ER. They didn't have like an ultrasound machine and said they couldn't really like do anything for us. So we go to the second ER. And they were great. They put us in right away, but the waiting time at ERs always suck. They took my blood and they went to go to my ultrasound, and there wasn't anything there. There was nothing really there. My lining was super thick, and I think my cervix was open. I don't really know, honestly, so I'm not even gonna say that anything. She couldn't really tell me what she was looking at. I don't know if she really did see something or if she didn't, or what was going on. So I kind of just had my head faced away the whole time, because obviously if we did see fetus, my little fetus, I didn't want to see it without Stevie anyways. But at this point I really wasn't thinking like miscarriage. I was just thinking, oh, like I'm still early. Like I said, my last period was January 14th. Like the most, like considering my last day of my period, I was 8 weeks pregnant. Considering the date I conceived, most likely I was probably only 5 weeks pregnant. So do the math. We finally get the results later on. And he comes in and he's like, okay, so your levels are like super low. And I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know much about pregnancy. I just don't. I know a good amount. But he said my HCG levels were at 147. And that means you're like 2 days pregnant. And like I just told you guys, my weeks, so. Anyways, he gave me orders and said, you have a threatened miscarriage. This can either go 50% good or 50% bad. And he told me I needed to get my blood drawn in 48 hours to see if my HCG levels have doubled or if they have. And if they went, obviously I was having a miscarriage. That whole weekend, I was so sad. I remember that Friday night we left and I could not even walk because I was so sad. I was like, ah. And Stevie was like, it's okay, babe. You don't know anything for sure. Like, just keep it together, girlfriend. And I was like, I just can't. So whatever. The next day comes around and I take, they put me on antibiotics. They told me to take my azo pills and then Monistat. And Monistat, if you're pregnant, you can sometimes have bleeding because you have to inject the medicine up your hoo-hoo. So I put it in that morning because obviously the night before I was like crying in a wreck and didn't want to do anything. I wanted to go to sleep after I found out that. Morning I wake up and I'm in a better mood. I'm in a better space. I'm like, okay, we're not gonna freak out. Like, whew, we're okay. So I do the Monistat, I come make eggs with my husband, I'm having a great time. And then, you know, I hold my pee for a while because I want the medicine, the Monistat, to stay in as long as I possibly can. Because it's like an egg, if you've ever used it, it's like an egg that's boop. And then when you sit, it can boop. So actually, I have a picture of it, which is really gross, but for the people who are going through miscarriage or going through the same thing as me, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, so if you don't want to see things, boop, out of this video. I don't know where the X is, but just up there or right there, bye, whatever. Just get out of here, because you do not want to be. Oh look, my husband is home. So then, after that happened, the little like bloop plopped out and there was kind of like blood in it. I know. Terrible story I'm telling right now. And I cried again and Stevie once again was like, dude, like chill out. Don't be so negative yet. That's like this much blood and it was like a pinky red. I don't know. So I went about my day and then later that same like night, but technically Sunday morning, it was like 2 a.m. And I went to the bathroom and I just remember like half asleep, eyes closed. Hey babe. And I like bled, like the whole toilet bowl was filled with blood. Hi. Anyways, the whole toilet bowl was like filled with blood, but I was too tired that I didn't even like register it yet. So I went back to sleep. I woke up in the morning and I went pee again. At that point, I think that's like what? Is that Sunday or is that Monday? I don't even know. I think it's Sunday. I was just like bleeding so much, like filling up every toilet bowl every time I sat down. So then on that Monday, I went to go get my blood drawn again, even though that was 3 days later instead of 48 hours. I went to get my blood drawn, and I think my levels had dropped to like 40. I don't remember, but they were really low. So yeah, within the next couple days in that week, I kept getting my blood drawn over and over and over again, and it wasn't fun. It was terrible. And during that time, obviously, I was like really sad, because whether it's like 4 cells, that's your fetus, or it's like an actual fetus with fingers, I think it's still sad because you think it's you, and then like your body can't carry all this. It's still not like a fun topic to like to sit here and talk about, that's for sure. Yeah, that's pretty much my story. That really is it. Like, after that happened, I pretty much eventually got a call saying like, yeah, your levels are finally down to 0. So you either can have like a natural miscarriage, or you can have a miscarriage where you need like doctor's help, which is a DNC, and that like scrapes out your uterus. Mine, I guess, just happened naturally. So yeah. Now what to expect if you're going through this: you're gonna bleed a lot, and you're gonna have blood clots and tissue. And the tissue is like the grossest part, because you think it's a blood clot, but it's literally just like plops of like I don't even know, the pregnancy stuff just coming out of you. So it's kind of hard, especially if you're not like a very strong person. It's just hard to like witness and watch, and sometimes you'll even see like your fetus come out. I did not. But my advice to anybody going through this: if you have somebody, to lean on them, to talk to them, because obviously they don't really know exactly how you feel. I don't know how to explain this in like right words, but they don't know what you feel, but they're gonna be there with you. Talk about your baby, even if it was 4 cells. Pray about your baby. I want a tattoo of a sunflower, because I call mine Baby O. Obviously, we didn't know if it was a boy or a girl, so I think that's all I'm going to do for this video. And then in my next video, I'll make a part 2 of how to survive it, because I don't know. Like I said, this isn't for pity, this isn't for anything, but if somebody else is going through this, I hope this kind of helps you hear my story. But yes, stay tuned for part 2. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel. Well, I love you guys. He loves you guys, but he's over there. Obviously, this was a me video. What's up? What's good? Like up this video if you want to see part 2 of it, and I will film it soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And until next time, I just hope you stay so happy. Just remember, be who you are. It's not your fault. And I love you. Peace.